Hi, just kind of want to run you through, one of the plans that we find is a good way to get started in these markets in Japan and in Hong Kong. This is our revenue generator program. So yeah, just kind of want to run you through what this looks like. And I've got another video as well that'll run you through what the sales team does. So again, the opportunities we're looking at, of course, Asia in general. We're looking at it as the last kind of untapped market for CBD or unsaturated market for CBD in Asia or in the world. Japan and Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, it's legal to sell and consume. It needs to be 000, THC free, CBN free as well. You can see the numbers here. The population is 8 million, which is not massive. 53% female. GDP is 366 billion. It's about $45,000 per capita, so one of the highest in the world. $7 billion e-commerce market that's really just kind of gaining traction. 50% of that is mobile commerce. And then CBD in Japan, legal to sell and consume, 000 on THC, extracted from stem stock and seeds, getting into trials for pharmaceutical use. So we see the potential for this market to be massive, potentially larger than the UK, rivaling the US because of the similarities with the way that medicine is consumed in Asia and the value that's put on natural medicines, plant-derived medicines, things like that. So 125 million people. It's the third largest economy in the world. 5.5 trillion dollars GDP, about $40,000 per capita for 126 million people, and then 28% of this population is 65 years and older. So a little bit more of a hurdle in terms of education, convincing them to get going, but a massive amount of people that are going to get huge benefit from CBD once they really understand it. So that's really the idea that we're looking to focus on here. We're looking for products that have a wide range of application, quality ingredients, brands with strong reputation, and then products we can put on the subscription model, which is always our favorite. The threats, difficulties, the language is a challenge, culture is difficult, the distance is a bit of a challenge as well. There's tough regulations, and then non-traditional advertising. So we have solutions for all of these kinds of things, of course. And yeah, we're happy to kind of put our experience. I've been living and working in Asia for my entire career since 2004, and to put that knowledge to use and working for you guys. So again, minimize these threats in terms of the compliance, the localization, the logistics, and the financials. Of course, the compliance with the law, understanding what the law is, and understanding how it's enforced is very important. Localization, you know, the Japanese are very proud of their manufacturing capabilities, so trying to find a way to fit that product in there right now because they're not. It's a 100% import market for CBD. The market is kind of rife for bringing in foreign brands. And of course, logistics and financials, right? Figuring out payment processing, figuring out wire transfers, things like that, and then logistics. Having been based in Hong Kong on and off since 2004, running a trade company, logistics is something that we're very good at. So not really a challenge for us. Um, and initially, when we talked about building a brand, there's a lot of things to do. Search engine optimization, there's a ton of value here because the market is so new and young. Building a strong presence there is something that's going to last forever, or not forever, but for a very long time. Um, but it does take a chance, right? So if you don't have a 6, 8, 12 month budget ready to go, then this is going to be a challenge to kind of see quick returns on this. Programmatic marketing is something, once you're dialed in, once we know that, for your lemon gummy supplements, the biggest market for us is 42 to 47-year-old women in the greater Tokyo area that have one child, right? Then we can get those products to them and put that in front of them. But until we understand exactly what the demand is and all of that, programmatic marketing is a little bit of a challenge. So again, what we're focusing on here is building a sales team. And really, we're going to lean on sales and affiliate program depending on what your products are. If it's bulk raw ingredients, then it's just going to be a sales team. If it's bulk finished goods, that makes the most sense to focus on this as well. If you have finished goods that we're putting on a third-party logistics or third-party e-commerce site and selling, then this affiliate program is something that can be massively beneficial if you have the margins. So another one of our goals is with Japan is even with the VAT shipping and fulfillment. We want to keep these margins the same for our clients. So when they're selling at $40 or $30 in the U.S., cost of goods is $9. And then we're looking at shipping to Japan per product, VAT in Japan, and fulfillment. Increases the cost of goods in total. Bumping up that MSRP in that market that can handle it is something where we've had pretty good success. So keeping the margins the same, even though we're going to this Japanese market that is far away and has a bit more of a challenge in terms of regulation, getting products in, is really the goal. So how does that look? What does it look like? So we start off with this is a straight small efficient team for B2B wholesale, whether that's raw ingredients, whether that's finished goods to retailers and distributors. Basically, we have a tight kind of structure here. We're kind of trying to minimize everything to get you traction and be, break even within 3 months, and then profitable within 6. So it's not going to be massive numbers. We are going to be able to move some volume, but getting some traction, getting some experience in the market, and being able to scale up from there is really the goal here. So locally, these are all one-time fees, locally hosted website in Japanese, where we're not just translating, but trying to understand the concept, what your unique value selling proposition is. Getting the sales representative up and trained. This is what that program setup looks like. Our CRM setup, this is something that isn't absolutely necessary, but in the long term, this is really going to make the sales rep much more efficient. We've seen because of the particular, whether it's B2B raw ingredients, and you're going to have, a lot of interest, but a lot of questions. And do we have this certification? Can we do this? Can we do that? That makes it quite a bit of a challenge. And then on the other side, when it's B2B finished goods to retailers, we need a massive amount of these retailers, and they're going to have smaller questions. They're going to want to see samples. So tracking all that through a CRM system is really what's really going to allow us to scale this. And then to understand, who are the best customers, who are the people that we should really be focusing on. Giving that product brochure translated, interpreted for the local market is the next part. And then Facebook Messenger chatbot, again, this isn't absolutely necessary, but to have a minimal social media presence, I think is important in these markets. That way we have somewhere for somebody to go until you have a customer service rep. We can have a basic FAQ chatbot up there that can do the basic discussions with the potential customers. And this is a big thing in Asia in general. I've been selling into China for 5 years, and they will call the number on the website. If they don't have a number, they're not going to trust it. If nobody picks up, they're not going to trust it. If there's no way to interact with the brand, you're losing a lot of trust. So this is important. And then finally, label redesign and print. This is something that's not necessarily necessary either, but we will need to do something, again, just to get the products in there and basically be compliant with Japanese law. So then, again, keeping a very tight focus here. We're just trying to make sales. We have a sales rep at $2,400 a month, sales assistant at $700 a month. So what we're doing here is the sales rep, we really want to have them focus on talking to customers that have raised their hand and said, yes, I'm interested in your product line. Let's discuss further, figuring out what it's going to take to get them to that first sale. And then having somebody else follow up, oh, there's a brochure, and we want to set a meeting and do this. So the Japanese speaking sales reps that are facing the customer, their time is the most expensive. So we want to kind of really be careful with that and cautious. And having a sales assistant kind of help that, do the research, get the leads warmed up, reach out to them depending on what their product line looks like, getting the basic questions answered so that sales rep can focus on really doing a deep dive and then converting. CRM management goes down once we're set up. It's quite a bit easier. But we still do need to review this consistently, report back to you, so you'll be able to I'll show you what it looks like in terms of getting daily reporting, and then our management fee. So we keep the whole thing. You basically have a sales team in Japan for about $4,000 USD a month, and then our profit share is this is a net profit once all the costs are taken out at 20%. So in this phase one, we're targeting a 2 to 3x ROI, usually about 2.5. And then where we really start getting into phase two, again, very, very streamlined here. All we're doing is doubling up sales reps. I've always had the most success when I have 2 single sales reps. I hate to use this word competing, but pitted against each other and competing. It puts a lot of pressure on them. If you have one sales rep that just runs one aspect of it and you have a non-competing sales rep or something like that, you just don't see the same attention to detail, the same focus, the same passion and drive. So this is what we recommend here. And again, you've got a three-person Japanese sales team and a CRM system managed for you at $6,500 a month, targeting a 4 to 5x ROI on that investment. And this usually takes place in the, I'd say, third to fourth month, depending on how aggressive you are after we're launching the brand. But again, this is to maximize efficiency, maximize getting traction as quick as possible. No, we're not doing any marketing. Maybe we'll take some stuff from your current accounts, post it on Facebook, stuff like that. But really, really simple, basic, no SEO, no nothing. So yeah, happy to discuss, to set up a call, what you like, what you don't like. And then the next steps would be to discuss goals and strategy. If you have specific sales goals, we can say, hey, this is going to be fit. Do we want to add to this? Do we want to move back? And then move into contracts. We have 2 contracts with our statement of work and a master service agreement that will change over time. And yeah, we're happy to discuss any strategies you might want to discuss. And yeah, let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you for your time.